Hey, you there. Would you say you're a gifted person? Maybe you're a gifted dancer, accountant, or maybe you're,
Something of a scientist myself.
whatever the case is. You may be saying to yourself right now, Aaron,
Where's the door hole?
but stay with me now. In a world full of ordinary people, sometimes it pays to be good at something. It pays to be gifted at something. To set yourself apart, to go against the grain, to blaze a trail. Nevertheless, sometimes it pays to be gifted because if you are, then you'll realize that breathing, the trees, raising canes is all a government psyop. Nothing is real. It's all a ploy by the government to enslave our minds. Cars 2 never happened. Think about it. What is drip if not sauce? Persevere. I'm sorry. I really don't know how to start a video. So I just start saying stuff. So, hey runners, let me talk to you. The Gifted. It was a short-lived show that aired on Fox back in the day, set inside the X-Men universe, but instead of focusing on the famous heroes and villains, it followed everyday mutants just trying to survive. I remember watching this when it first aired and genuinely loving it. And with Marvel recently dropping a new X-Men teaser, I figured now is the perfect time to look back at a show that feels seriously forgotten. So today, I want to break down the world of The Gifted. The characters, the seasons, and for fun, I'll even be ranking those characters. And hopefully, by the end of this video, I can convince a few of you to give the show a watch. So let's get into it. As I mentioned earlier, The Gifted is an action drama that aired on Fox from October 2nd, 2017 to February 26, 2019. The show is based in the X-Men universe. From Marvel, obviously. Back when Fox still owned the rights to the X-Men film. I mean, back when Fox still owned the film rights to the X-Men. You know, I'm not even gonna cut that out. I'm probably like the only real YouTuber out here who would keep something like that in. I, I'm him. Am I not him? Fox had been trying to develop an X-Men project for a long time, and eventually, creator Matt Nix pitched The Gifted, which was officially greenlit on January 24th, 2017. The series was produced by the icon Stan Lee, along with Bryan Singer, who directed and produced several of the X-Men films, and also Lauren Schuler Donner, among others. From the start, The Gifted was designed to fit firmly inside the X-Men world, but without being tightly chained to the movies. The creators made it clear that while the show exists in the same general universe, it isn't locked into the film's timeline, mainly because the X-Men movies themselves don't line up perfectly anyway, which is honestly a whole other video I can make later. Let me know if y'all want to see something like that, maybe on the same level as my Tron video, which y'all should totally watch, by the way. Instead of stressing strict continuity, the show takes advantage of the multiple timelines established in X-Men Days of Future Past, giving The Gifted the freedom to tell its own story and establish its own legacy.
All in on 17 black.
Oh, Giggle, you're crazy, man.
17 black. Let's go.
Crazy, dude.
Let it ride.
Wait, what? What?
17 black.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, let's go home now.
Let it ride.
Okay, stop, Giggle, stop.
17 black. Let it ride.
You can stop now.
17 black.
You can stop. Stop. Giggle.
The X-Men and the Brotherhood have mysteriously disappeared, following a 9/11-esque event involving both humans and mutants, an attack that caused fear, chaos, and global backlash against mutant kind. What's left behind is a broken world divided between humans, mutants, and an underground resistance known as the Mutant Underground. And as we see in almost every X-Men story, most humans fear and hate mutants, forcing them to survive in a society where simply existing makes them a target. The Gifted centers on what starts as a typical nuclear family, until their children manifest mutant powers. Once that happens, they're immediately hunted by the system, forcing the family to go on the run and eventually cross paths with the Mutant Underground. The Mutant Underground is a resistance group founded before the X-Men disappeared, created to protect mutants and quietly uphold the ideals of the X-Men. And throughout the series, the show uses this setup to explore themes of mutant persecution, fear-driven politics, and extremism on both sides. With no X-Men left to save the day, survival becomes the only superpower that matters.
Tomorrow, find that girl. We walk up to her and be like, meow.
Season 1 of The Gifted isn't really about stopping a villain or saving the world per se. It's about survival. Mutants are hunted and persecuted. The government tries to quietly erase them through policy and procedure. And Season 1 asks a simple but brutal question. What does survival look like in a world that hates what you are? At the center of this story is the Strucker family. Reed, Caitlin, Andy, and Lauren. They're not activists, fighters, or anything special. Just a typical American family in Georgia, shout out to the A, trying to live their lives. However, that illusion of normalcy collapses the moment Andy and Lauren's mutant powers emerge after an accident at their school. Overnight, the Struckers go from an ordinary suburban family to fugitives, hunted for something in their DNA, something they can't control. Through the Struckers, the show grounds its biggest ideas in something personal. Change doesn't start with ideology, it starts with family. As the Struckers are forced into the mutant world, we're introduced to the Mutant Underground, which includes Thunderbird, Blink, Dreamer, Eclipse, and Polaris, just to name a few. They all come from different walks of life and bring different perspectives, but they're united by the same purpose: keeping mutant kind alive in a world that wants them gone. Polaris, in particular, becomes one of the emotional centers of the season. Respected, powerful, and wears her heart on her sleeve, but she's placed in a state of vulnerability early on. Her arc isn't about becoming stronger, it's about deciding what that strength is for and who gets hurt along the way. On the other side of the conflict is Sentinel Services. Not exactly portrayed as the comic book villains we know and hate, but as a system. They're basically the show's version of ICE, but for mutants. I'm not even kidding, that is literally the best and most accurate explanation for Sentinel Services. Once you see the show, you'll understand. Through Agent Turner, the show puts a human face on the system. Turner isn't a monster. He's literally just a grieving father who believes that justice and control are the only things standing between order and chaos. As the season progresses, the pressure ramps up, and the underground is feeling the weight of the fight. Reed Strucker is pushed into making impossible choices. Eclipse is forced to confront parts of his past that he hoped were buried, and Blink struggles emotionally after an incident involving another mutant. Just to name a few. Season 1 makes one thing clear. There is no neutral ground. Trying to survive without choosing a side is a luxury no one has anymore. Midway through the season, the story widens from persecution to weaponization. Trask Industries, yes, that Trask, and a scientist named Dr. Campbell introduces a new horrifying concept. Let's just say Sentinel Services aren't the only ones hunting mutants anymore. This is where Season 1 shifts from survival horror into full moral collapse. At the center of that collapse are Andy and Lauren Strucker. Under pressure, fear, and manipulation, they're pushed into crossing lines that permanently shift the balance of the conflict. Their arc isn't about becoming villains, it's about learning just how dangerous power can be. And speaking of manipulation, that idea comes to head with the introduction of a new set of mutants who are quiet, patient, and far more calculating than anyone realizes. By the end of Season 1, there is victory, but at a devastating cost. The underground is left changed, and the consequences ripple outward, affecting every side of the conflict. Season 1 ends where it begins, with survival, but something has fundamentally changed. The mutants are still alive, but the ideals that once guided them are fractured, and the show makes this final point painfully clear. Surviving a system doesn't mean escaping it. Sometimes it means becoming something shaped by it.
Why are you crying?
Because you want to marry me, and that's why I'm crying.
You're crying because you don't want to marry her?
Yeah.
Why
I
not?
will marry you.
If season 1 is about survival, season 2 is about what happens when survival starts to solidify into ideology. The mutant underground is pushed further underground, metaphorically, than ever before, while Sentinel Services becomes far more relentless. What remains of the underground is focused less on resistance and more on simply getting people out alive. At the same time, a new power rises: the Inner Circle, formerly known as the Hellfire Club. Yes, that club. Under the leadership of Reva Page, the club positions itself as a radical solution for shaping the future of mutant kind, while also acting as a safe haven for mutants willing to accept obedience, loyalty, and sacrifice in exchange for survival. Season 2 immediately splits its focus between these two paths: survive quietly or survive with power. The Strucker family is tested under that divide. At the center of it all, Caitlin hardens under desperation, while Reed struggles with the truth about himself he can no longer suppress. Lauren, meanwhile, begins to confront questions of legacy, not just who she is, but where her power comes from, and what it might demand of her in return. And again, just like season 1, Polaris is an important part of the story. She finds herself at the center of the Inner Circle's vision. Her priorities shift from ideology to protection, placing her in the middle of forces much larger than herself. While season 1 framed oppression as a system, season 2 introduces extremism as the consequence of prolonged fear. Agent Turner reemerges, changed, drawn toward a group that believes peace can only be achieved through elimination rather than order. The line between enforcement and hatred erodes, and once crossed, it's nearly impossible to step back. As pressure builds, moral boundaries begin to collapse across every faction. Characters are pushed into choices they can't take back, not because they want power, but because the world keeps forcing their hand. They believe they're doing what's best for mutant kind, and for themselves. Alliances shift, trust fractures, and survival starts demanding sacrifices that feel uncomfortably permanent. The season also digs into identity, especially inherited identity. Bloodlines, legacies, and histories long buried resurface, reshaping how characters see themselves and each other. Power is no longer just something you use, it's something that defines you, whether you accept it or not. Where season 1 asks what it takes to survive, season 2 asks, who do you become once survival turns into belief? Bruh, Aaron M? Call me Aaron Philosopher, bro. Like, you hear myself? What is drip, if not sauce? By the time the season reaches its end, the conflict is no longer just humans versus mutants, or systems versus resistance. It's about ideology, about how easily protection becomes domination, and how quickly fear can justify cruelty. Losses mount, lines are crossed, and no one walks away untouched.
Touch him back.
Season 2 ends with consequences that linger, reshaping relationships, belief, and the future of this world moving forward.
Oh no.
Okay, this video was getting a bit long, so I ended up cutting out these characters on screen. I'm still going to show you where I rank them in the tier list, but think of them as like honorable mentions or bonus characters. If you think about it, it's more incentive for you guys to watch the show so you guys can learn about these characters and who they are without me having to tell you guys. So, yeah. Alrighty, guys. How are we doing? Okay, this is the tier list portion of the video. I thought it would be fun to like rank the characters of the show based on their powers and like their personality and whether I like them or not. I'm still not gonna spoil anything, but I just thought it'd be fun. You know what I'm saying? Give you guys like a quick little who's who, maybe introduce the characters a little bit more. So with that being said, let's get into it. All right. First up we have who is this? Andy. This is Andy Strucker. He is, let's start with his power. His power is officially it's called molecular manipulation. But basically he can like rip stuff apart telekinetically, if that makes sense. I'll pop a GIF up on here. But Andy Strucker, he is very impressionable, very intense. Judging him based off his powers, he definitely has the most destructive powers in the show, I should say. That's probably going to change as I like go through these characters, because I can't like looking at these characters now. I'm trying to like see who has a more destructive power than Andy. Well, it might be Polaris. I don't know. I genuinely hate this. I hate this. I hate Andy so much. I hate him so freaking much. Oh, I hated him so much while watching this show. I'd put him in like Gambit Never Folds or To Me My X-Men. Ooh, I just realized I didn't explain the little things to y'all. What are these called? I don't know what these are called. But for S tier, we have
To me, my X-Men. To me, my X-Men. To me, my
To Me My X-Men, which is basically the top tier. X-Men Unite, you know. If you're in this tier, you're a awesome character. We have A tier, which is
Gambit Never Folds!
Gambit Never Folds. So that's like, you're not exactly To Me My X-Men, you're not exactly S tier, but you're good. You're like you're below it. But you're not a bad character. We have B tier, which is
What would you prefer? Yellow spandex?
what you're expecting, yellow spandex. It's basically like you're mid. You're mid. It's not bad. You're not good, but you're not bad, as I should say. You have C tier, which is
Did he just call me boy?
Did you just call me boy? Which is the below mid tier. I don't really like you as a character, but like you're not the worst. And then you have F tier, which is No More Mutants, which is you actually suck and I hate you. All right, now that we have those out of the way, Andy. Andy is, what are you expecting? Yellow spandex? I just realized his face is cut off. I made this, by the way. If you wanted to if you want to rank this, like do this on yourself, by yourself, I'm going to link this in the video description. Okay. Next we have Benedict Ryan. That's all I'm going to say. We don't like Benedict. We don't like Benedict Ryan. All right, we have Clarice, aka Blink. She is obviously based off of the character from Marvel Comics. She can make portals, and she's definitely one of the more like popular mutants. Well, not like popular, but I feel like a few people know her. She's definitely a recognizable character. I like Blink. She might be my favorite if I'm being like honest. She's a close favorite. I don't actually like know who would be my favorite, but it's definitely Blink. Blink is definitely in the top like 3 or 2. I might see after I rank everybody. In the show, she's definitely like anxious. She has a very like traumatic past. She's resilient and she's really sarcastic. Like she's always cracking jokes, which is something I like. And I'm trying to make this fast, guys. I don't want this video to be long. Story-wise, power-wise, I think I might put her in Gambit Never Folds. Just for right now. I might reorder this later. Ooh, you know what? Her powers are actually like kind of OP. Should I put her into Me, My X-Men? We'll reorder it later. Okay. Caitlin freaking Strucker. Let me tell you something. When I was rewatching this, I did not remember liking Caitlin this much. Oh, sorry guys, I hit my phone. She's human. She has no powers. She's really compassionate. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But she's really cool. She's actually like low key. She's actually kind of hard. I don't know like how to describe it more than that without spoiling it, but like she's him. I don't know. She has no powers. That's not really gonna affect my ranking. I might put her in like maybe Gambit Never Folds. Or what were you expecting? Yellow Spandex. Why is this so difficult? You know what? I'm putting her in Gambit Never Folds. Right above Andy. Power and story wise, Andy should be in Gambit Never Folds, but his personality makes me not like him. Anyway, who do we have next? Dr. Campbell. He is a scientist. Dude, I keep losing my train of thought. Sorry. He's a scientist. He's a human. He has no powers. I'll be honest. He sucks. I don't like him. But he's not Benedict Ryan level. I mean, Benedict Ryan is trash. But Dr. Campbell, I'm gonna put Dr. Campbell in Did You Just Call Me Boy? He's important, but like I really don't like him. He could be in What Are You Expecting? Yellow Spandex, but I think I'm gonna put him in Did He Just Call Me Boy? Next we have Dreamer. She definitely has some of the coolest powers in the show. So she can manipulate memories, implant them, make them go away, and restore them. So she actually does have pretty cool powers. She's based off the Marvel character Beautiful Dreamer, and yeah, she's pretty cool. I like her powers. That's probably like my favorite thing about her. She can be like a little bit she's a little bit annoying if I'm being honest. And I'll be honest, I really don't like her personality like that. And she's kind of boring. She's annoying and she's kind of boring. But she's a good person. She's well intentioned, but sometimes her decision making can be a little bit questionable. If I had to rank her, I might put her in like What Were You Expecting? Or Did He Just Call Me Boy? Story wise and power wise, might put her up in What Were You Expecting? But personality, actually, I'll put her in What Were You Expecting? She's good. She's good. She's annoying, but like I think she's important. All right, who is next? Eclipse. He has the power to manipulate light. So he can absorb light and redirect it into like little light beams. He's like a big flashlight, but like it'll burn. He's grounded and he's super protective and loyal. And he's British. Not like in the show, but like I mean the actor. I didn't know the actor was British. Like he has a really good American accent. Anyway, Eclipse. I like his powers. I might put him in To Me, My X-Men. The first To Me, My X-Men. He's really cool. I like him. Next we have Erg. Weird name. I don't like him, if I'm being honest. Throughout the whole show, I thought he would grow on me like some of these characters, but I really don't like him. I mean, he grows on you like a teeny weeny bit, but me personally, I didn't really like him. He's kind of annoying. So he has cool powers though. Cool powers. His powers is energy absorption and redirection. Kind of like Bishop. He's like Bishop, but like less cool. But he's kind of important. So for that, I'm gonna put him in Did He Just Call Me Boy? All right, who's this? Ismay. I don't know. Ismay, she's good. She's good. She's annoying. She's really annoying. But she grew on me later on. She does grow on me later on. She has cool powers though. Her powers are telepathy, empathy, like she can feel like people's emotions and stuff like that, like Mantis, mind control, and pain inducement. So she's definitely one of the most powerful mutants on here. She's a cool character. I like Ismay. I like Ismay. She's annoying though. I'm gonna put her in Gambit Never Folds. All right, next we have Fade. This guy can go to hell. You have to watch the show. You have to watch the show. Fade sucks. Fade has the power to turn invisible. That's it. We're putting him in No More Mutants because he sucks. Lauren Strucker. Bro, look at her. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. A lot of the women cast on the show, this might this might be just me, but like,
Yeah, that brother's starving.
the women, I might have lost for words. They're easy on the eyes. What can I say?
Except you're welcome.
She has the power to generate shields. So Andy's power is the ability to tear things apart using like telekinesis, like telekinetically tear things apart. Lauren's power is like the opposite of that. She brings things together, like pushes molecules together to make shields. She's important to the story, as in all the Struckers are, basically. She's really nice, she's really kind, she cares about mutants. I'm gonna put her. How is Marcos Diaz the only person into Me My X-Men? You know what? I'm throwing her into Me My X-Men. All right, Polaris. I'm gonna tell you this right now. She is going into Me My X-Men, but let me explain. Polaris is based off of Polaris from the comics, Magneto's daughter, which is not a spoiler if you've read the comics or watched the cartoon. Polaris has the power of Magneto. She can control Metal. And she's really cool. She's probably one of the most, I think she might be the most powerful mutant on here. She's definitely in the top 5. Polaris she's pretty cool. I'll be honest. She's probably the coolest character, like personality wise, in this show. She might be my favorite, if I'm being honest. Polaris or Blink might be my favorite characters, my 2 favorites. We love Polaris. Polaris is awesome. All right, now we have Rebecca. Bro, Rebecca, aka Twist. Rebecca is, I don't even know what to say. I will say her powers are like, bro, the things she does in the show with her powers are like, oh no, it's gnarly. It's gnarly. I don't want to say anything because I feel like it's going to give away like a lot, so I can't really say anything about her. Yeah. All right, we have Reed Strucker. Reed is awesome. I like Reed. He's a good character. He's cool. He loves his family. He's definitely important. For that, I might put him in Gambit Never Folds. Yeah. Reva Page. Oh my gosh. Reva is one of the most beautiful women ever. Like, when I tell you Reva looked good, like, I don't mean like that's just like my male, like, straight heterosexual brain thinking she's like hot. She is hot, but I mean like fashion wise, she always like she was always looking good. Like, she ate in almost every scene. Like, her outfit choices are like really good, and like that's coming from someone who like does not care about fashion. Like, her hair, her makeup, like her dresses that she would wear, it was actually really cool. I liked it. There was not one scene where she was like chopped. So yeah, Reva, our fashion icon, has the power of sonic destabilization. Destabilization. Gosh. She can emit a note from her voice that like causes like to mess up your mind, like lose control of your powers if you're a mutant, or like just basically kill you if she wants to. She definitely has she might have one of the most powerful powers in the show. But yeah, Reva is dangerous. She's very dangerous. She's important and she's dangerous. So she's really important, and I like her character and her personality. She's going into Me My X-Men. Is that all right? We're skipping. Oh, you can reorder this? Oh my gosh. I didn't know you could reorder the pictures. Yo, what? This is so cool. Okay, yeah, we're gonna save that for last. All right. Who's next? Thunderbird. He has a lot. Ooh, I actually really like his powers the most. He has superhuman strength, durability, heightened senses and tracking, and foresight. That's a lot of powers. Like, I think he has the most. Oh, actually, Ismay might have the most powers, but he definitely has like some of the most like coolest powers in the show. He's really important. He's caring. He's loyal. He's grounded. He is the mutant underground. That's all I'm gonna say. He's going into Me, My X-Men. We have Agent Turner.
Morning, Turner. Hey, looking good, Turner.
Oh my gosh. Agent Turner. He has no powers. He is a human, but he is definitely the most like human one on this list. Agent Turner's, he's really good. I wanted to hate him, but like he's probably the most relatable character, one of the most relatable characters on this list for me personally. Like his arcs is like he takes one step forward and like two steps back, and like it's not even his fault. It's the world. Like he is really relatable, even though he's like working for Sentinel services and stuff. He's a very dynamic character. I'm gonna put him in Gambit Never Folds. You gotta watch the show. All right, and now we have a Sentinel. This robot's scary. I'm gonna play a scene, and that's all I'm gonna say. He is going. This little Sentinel demon robot thing is going in. Honestly, I might put him into Me, My X-Men. You know, I'm gonna put him in Gambit Never Folds. All right, we have our ranking here. Let's see if there's anyone I want to reorganize. I don't know. I might move Blink up there. Blink might be going up there. I just feel like the other characters in this have like well, actually, no. Okay, yeah. We're moving Blink to Me, My X-Men. He's kind of important. I might move Dreamer to Did You Just Call Me Boy? She's really cool, but I just feel like compared to the other characters, I like the other characters more than I like Dreamer. Okay, yeah. I'm happy with this list. If you guys want to rank these for yourselves, again, the link will be in the description below. This was pretty fun. I thought I'd do something new for the video. On to the next section.
Hey guys, I heard we were baking. Oh my! Where's the condensed milk? Forgot to buy the This is so easy. I wonder why everyone's in a rush.
I originally watched The Gifted when it first aired back in 2017, and since it ended in 2019, it's been 7 years since I last revisited it. Going back, I honestly wasn't sure if I would like it as much as I did back then, but I can confidently say it holds up really well. One thing I appreciate is how different this show feels compared to most mutant stories. When you think of mutants, you usually think of the X-Men, the Brotherhood, and all the big name characters and groups. But The Gifted deliberately keeps them off screen. That choice makes the world feel like larger in some way, while also creating this constant sense of absence. That sense of a larger world only grows as classic X-Men elements start to surface. Once things like Trask Industries enter the picture, the show begins tying itself into familiar lore, but in a restrained way. There are tons of callbacks and Easter eggs sprinkled throughout, like adamantium, inhibitor collars, or the drug kick, and even familiar concepts, like Sentinels, are reimagined as these creepy, spider-like robots. The show also takes known ideas and gives them new meaning. A good example is Creed Financial, a major bank heavily invested in anti-mutant causes. While it's never officially confirmed, it's very possible that the name references Graydon Creed, a Marvel character deeply tied to mutant hatred. Details like that make the world feel intentional, even when the biggest icons aren't present. For me, though, the biggest strength of the show is its characters. I was genuinely invested in these mutants and how their powers affected their everyday lives. The Gifted works not just as a superhero show, but as a drama. And I don't know about you, but I love a good drama. The characters are well developed, and the relationships give weight to the story. The plots are good too, even though season 2 moves a bit slower than season 1, which seems to be a common opinion among fans. It's also one of the reasons why the show got canceled. Google says The Gifted was canceled by Fox after 2 seasons, primarily due to a significant drop in linear television ratings, with season 2 viewership nearly halving compared to the first. The cancellation was exacerbated by the 2019 Disney Fox acquisition, which reduced Fox's incentive to invest in non owned content, alongside high production costs. So, actually, it was a multitude of factors, but with all that said, the show is still very entertaining. The CGI can be a little rough in spots, nothing awful, just noticeable during heavier affected scenes. But what really sticks with me is the human side of the conflict. Groups like purifiers, shadowy financial bankers, and the way fear, money, and ideology all intersect makes the world feel disturbingly believable. None of it feels random. It feels like we're only seeing fragments of a much larger system. All of that, combined with it being a superhero show, is what makes The Gifted linger with me. You should watch The Gifted. I think you'll like it. It's a pretty good watch. Speaking of watching, thanks for ordering a Yappuccino. I wanted to do a TV show after putting out a video about a movie, which again, you should totally watch. And I thought The Gifted would be a good choice since Marvel released that X-Men trailer for Doomsday, which I am super hyped about. If you made it this far, comment for a chance to be flown out to meet the cast of Avengers Doomsday. Just like intros, I don't know how to do outros either, so yeah. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Later, runners.